Hey guys, Anthony Delmedico, SVG. I'm here with Steve Selleck, SRP. What's that SRP stand for?
Strategic Response Partners.
Strategic Response Partners. So what is, I know guys watch this right now. What is SRP? Maybe you can break it down. And then how do you guys operate in the industry so some of these guys can learn how to get connected with you?
Well, I've been at this game for 28 years. Ran a large disaster reconstruction company. Came from a family of developers. Went to school for architecture and engineering. So I was the kid at 12 years old tying rebar, holding the pump for the concrete pump, pouring the concrete, building the structures.
A real working man.
Yeah, so I built the structures. I know how they're put together. Later on, opened up 2 public adjusting companies. Sold the last one a couple years ago. That was like herding cats. A little different structure than running a construction operation. So I went back to the roots, from actually organizing and running large loss. So
and SRP is more of a, if you really think about it, it as I understand it, the construction manager.
Exactly.
Really controlling or helping process all the tradesmen, all the attorneys, all the public adjusters, but everything together for that asset manager, that large loss manager of a commercial facility or a corporate chain, correct?
Absolutely. And that's where it's really critical that the best tier 1 guys are on the team. There's no
What
mistakes.
do you mean by tier 1 is your your network of contractors?
My network of contractors, restoration contractors, mitigation guys, roofing guys, environmental consultants,
guys that put the
window
plywood up,
consultants.
protect all that kind of stuff, right?
Exactly. Because it's moment by moment, it's constantly changing. So being able to manage the entire disaster, getting that client property mitigated, properly documented, there's a process to it. And I always say we put the train on the track a specific way, and then it's a constant keep that train on the track. And the insurance companies try to push it off the track and put it onto their track. Owners sometimes want to put it on a different track. But I've proven the formula. Over 14,000 claims. I know how it needs to go each and every time.
I was on the ground with you in Houston after Harvey, and again in Naples after Irma. What a crazy year.
Yeah.
And you already had these corporate clients locked up. I mean, you were already in business, or SRP was already in contract with them. Without giving away all your trade secrets, you're out there then, I'm assuming, in non-storm periods, creating new relationships with new asset managers, new corporate chains, and actually growing this business before the storm, correct?
Absolutely. We spend a lot of time on our relationships. And I feel that for us has been where we've won when it comes to winning the storm. And have I arrived? Never. In this business, if you think you've arrived, you're done. This is a constant evolution. Every storm presents new opportunities, new challenges, and you can't go around them. You got to go through them each and every time. So if you're open for the challenge in this type of industry, you step into it, you meet the clients ahead of time, you do the vetting process with them before the storm, before the fire, the
preparation,
all of it.
Okay.
You run the drills with them, you go to underwriting with them, you deal with the risk manager, you work through the entire channels of that entire organization, and you provide them great service on the pre-plan. When the loss happens, they already have experience, you already know the facilities, you know all the players, you're being walked in the front door. Then I count heavily on my roofing contractors.
These are all your tier 1
tier 1
guys.
Okay. I don't get to
I want to be a tier 1 guy, man. How do I sign up to be a tier 1 guy?
So the first step on that is getting screened as a pre-screened. We use a third-party screening company that does a background check, checks your financials, make sure your insurance is all in place, and that's run through our vendor program. So it's through our website. You go to srp24.com/vendor. It's a third-party company called Enterprise Risk Control.
Oh, so you can sign up right here on the website.
You can sign up right on the website, yeah.
You guys right here, you sign up right here.
And that's the first step in getting on our dashboard. I've taught the organization that...
Because you're not going to do the roof.
No. I'm not
doing anything. You're not trying to
work.
dabble in the roof and the water, but you're going to find the guys that do it because you want to control the function, the whole process. That's what SRP does.
So we're the management company, the disaster management, construction management, overseeing the entire process. So yeah, we bring in public adjusters as well. In some occasions, we'll bring in an attorney because that's what the insured may need.
In Florida, you might need an attorney more times than not.
Yeah. So
I know you do a lot of business with Harvey Cohen down there, correct?
I do work with several different lawyers in the industry. John Hotalian, I do work with Michael Childress, and I've seen good results from all these attorneys. Again, same thing with roofing companies. I Centimark, I've worked with them. I've worked with Easy General. I've worked with quite a few other companies out there, and the relationship is just that. It starts out a dating process, and then we see how each other operates and functions on smaller losses, and then when it gets into bigger stuff, we've already developed that trust, and then it becomes a single phone call. We all know how to play in that sandbox, and it's
I suppose there's a little reciprocal action going on, because if you bring a guy into a $1 million tile claim in Naples, you might hope, I would think, he runs into a complicated claim over across state or maybe in another state. He brings in an SRP in a large disaster where maybe he's out of his zone. Yeah,
and that's where we work very well together, because we're also the person. Say the roofing contractor has a roof collapse or a fire in a building, and he's basically handling the roofing portion of it, but there's a lot of other moving parts around there. So by bringing SRP as the disaster partner in it to manage the entire loss, we work with them closely and the asset owner to make sure that that roof portion's secured. We manage all the other partners that are in there, so the other partners are not pushing somebody else in there that's their friend through a back door. So the SRP network is not allowed to refer outside the network. So it's a very closed type.
Like a family.
Yes, very much a family.
So some of the guys watching this right now would like to know your pitch to the asset manager, how you close them, if you could provide any of the contracts and forms that you use to set up the disaster plan. I'm just kidding.
There's a lot of money that you have to pay for that. But even if somebody put it and pitched it in front of somebody else, that doesn't get you anywhere. It may get you in the door.
Still got to execute.
Yeah, you got to execute. The next minute you get thrown out, and then you only have one shot with these asset owners. So, and a lot of them, we find it takes 2 to 3 years to get into some of these national accounts. But once you're
in, it might be 2 to 3 years before they have a major storm to deal with.
It could be 15 years,
So it's a big investment of time ahead of time. So Steve, that SRP sounds like it's doing a lot of things. What's some other things you guys are doing? You guys do anything with technology, bringing some of the other pieces of the puzzle together besides the contracting?
Yeah, so we're using a lot of different estimating, 3D scanning type technology, similar to
Matterport.
Yeah, Matterport's one of them. We're also using drone technology on scanning AI type technology to get the measurements and also put together the estimates.
You can bring in the industrial hygienist sometimes, check for mold, bacteria.
Industrial hygienist. We use window experts on consulting for the window fractures, roofing consultants to do moisture mapping, thermal imaging, pull test, anything and everything to substantiate what the extent of damage was to the property. So this documentation, including putting our experts together to make sure that it's all properly packaged, can be used by contractors, public adjusters, attorneys, anybody and everybody in the industry, that it's solid.
So if a public adjuster contractor's watching this right now, and there's probably quite a few, if they get into a claim that they're in over their heads, it's more than just the roof, it might require some drones, some infrared, heck, some Matterport, virtual, and maybe bring in some attorneys or expert witnesses, SRP, someone they might want to get in touch with to handle that claim and possibly do a long-term relationship with on other future claims like that.
Absolutely, because there's a lot of reciprocal business that goes on between us, where the public adjuster or the attorney will bring business our way to put the estimate, to put the scope, to coordinate the experts, to handle that whole back end. And in turn, vice versa, we'll refer them business that we're doing where the client may need assistance with a claim or dealing with an insurance company or whatever it may be. Absolutely.
Nice. Absolutely. Well, guys, Steve, SRP, they're a vendor. They got a big booth at Win the Storm in Vegas.
Looking forward to it.
Steve's also heading up a breakout session there for a whole hour, so you can sit and chat with him about everything SRP does, get to know him, hopefully get in his network, maybe in his Tier 1 network if you get in.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to adding more contractors and vendors all over the United States into the program.
You guys, there's a ton of work left out there from Lab. They just got started in Harvey and Irma.
Oh yeah, a lot of stuff's not getting paid until next 60 to 90 days. Right. So there's a lot of new work coming out of the pipeline.
A whole lot of work. And then we got all of 2018 storm season. So guys, we'll see you at Win the Storm.
Thank you. Appreciate you, Andy. Thanks for having me.
See you soon.
Thank you.